What's up, Delaware? What's up, 302 Birds community? We got a very, very special guest tonight. First, I'll introduce the guest you guys already know. Gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for the gentleman returning, Mr. Anthony Fitz. How you doing tonight, brother?
Commission in the house, baby. You know what it is. Bird gang, baby.
I love it. The Commissioner. That's your new nickname on the show now, Fitz. You just coined it. The Commissioner Fitz. We got Commissioner Fitz in the house. And we got our buddy from St. Joe's University, the Boston fan, the outsider, Mr. Boston Mike. How you doing tonight, brother, man?
Fantastic. Happy to be here. Can't wait to talk some Philly sports.
Hey, well, we're happy to have you. And, I mean, we'll start on a lighter note. We don't need to have any harsh feelings on this first topic, gents. We'll kick it to Jackson first because I know he's very passionate about these. Then we'll do Fitz, then B Mike, then me, then Declan. But Jackson, the freaking Kelly Green uniforms are back, and I know you and I, since we have been kids, have been waiting for this. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I mean, it's nice to have them back, but the only shitty part is that we don't get them for another year. So they're kind of teasing us a little bit, saying they're back, but we're not getting them until next season, not the upcoming season, the following season. But these are my favorite jerseys of all time, favorite unis of all time. When they're going to do the helmet with the black wings, it's going to look fucking sexy as shit. And I'm all about it. All about it. For sure.
What overall are you looking forward to more seeing? The all black with the black uni or the Kelly Green returns?
Kelly Green returns, of course.
Just making sure.
We've seen the all black in the past couple of years. Like, we haven't seen these Kelly Green unis in a while. So I don't know why it took so long for us to get them back, but it's nice to have them back for sure.
Yeah. That's facts. Fitz, what are your thoughts, bro?
Yo, man, Kelly Green. You see I got the Kelly Green hat on. Man, the Kelly Green, that's my childhood, man. That was my childhood. That was the ultimate weapon, Randall Cunningham. And the fact that we wait till next year to get it, I'm okay with that. Because if Howie don't fuck this up, even if he fuck it up just a little bit, we should be dope by 2023.
That's facts.
He's in a position where you can't fuck this up. He's gonna fuck it up. we're gonna end up drafting a quarterback from who gives a fuck university and really trash.
The first pick is gonna be the quarterback from who the fuck knows where.
Yes, fact.
Who the fuck knows state? Hey, who the fuck knows state university? Come on, give him that.
And this guy's just going to be trash, and we'll probably be trash for like the next 7 years, but we got too much leverage, man. We got too much leverage. If we could just get one solid play out of them three, and we still got decent picks in the second and third round, we can still pull some players out of it.
Now, that's a really, really good point. B Mike, I mean, from a rival opinion, somebody who you've played against, I know from my experience a lot in college, I would play in these as you would play in the red Pats uniform throwbacks. These are back. Are you hyped to see it?
I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. I like your uniforms a hell of a lot better than mine, not going to lie. I do like Pat the Patriot, but there's something about the green that really stands out. So no, you guys are gonna kill it. Maybe not. Yeah, you said it's not coming this year, coming next year.
2023. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you guys better look forward to that. So yeah.
I think it's gonna be nice to see. Have you heard any thing about the Patriots bringing back the Pat the Patriot, like the red uniforms yet, or no?
They go red sometimes, but as far as not really. I mean, they do it on occasion, on a very special occasion. So there's no it's coming back it's usually released I think 2 or 3 days before the game starts or something like that. So yeah, it's mostly just when I feel like it, I guess.
It's pretty last minute. I hear you. Well, here's what I'll say, guys. I mean, they're back. I ordered literally a Devonta Smith jersey like this one, a t-shirt from China. It's actually right here in my closet. I can show it to you guys right now. And then I also got it from the same Chinese website. So I'm ahead of the curve is what I'm trying to say, guys. I mean, this turned out cool, and I was ready for these to come back. Now, this one is just laughable. Ready? It looks cool on the front. B Mike, I'm sorry to remind you. LII, we got to do what we got to do.
You SOB. You had to bring it out. We didn't even get 5 minutes into this goddamn podcast, and you're already whipping it out on me?
Look at this shit, B Mike. I ordered this shit from China, and they don't even capitalize my name. That's what I
Wow.
get for getting that. But
Yeah,
honestly,
you get what you pay for.
I'm so hyped these are back, guys. The guy that I can't wait to see wear these the most is freaking Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith. They're going to look clean. I'm sad that it took so long, but because of the helmet rule, it did. I just say that I really hope that they do the helmet that you see on Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith's head with the green, the white outline, and the gray eagle. That is the cleanest one. I don't want what they did in 2010 where it was all gray. I don't want that. I want the 3 subtle accents. Give me the art. Give me the kiss. Mwah. That's how I'm feeling. What are you thinking, Declan?
Yep, not much to add. They're nice.
Fuck you. Fuck you, man.
I mean,
love Declan's opinion. He keeps it real. You're not hyped to see him back. I'll give you credit, Declan. Your guys' Giants uniforms, the color rush, they're fucking clean. I can't even lie.
No, I like
No.
our Killer Rush. Yeah,
Nah. No offense. I'm not a big fan of the Giants jerseys at all.
Shut
Well,
up.
yeah.
Jack.
Well, then what am I supposed to say about the Eagles?
Well, honestly, I like the red jerseys. I like the red jerseys, but other than that,
Yeah, I miss the red jerseys.
They're kind of
Declan, I'll let you take this one first then. I'm sure that you
dude.
probably saw this. This man has the voice of an angel. What are you thinking?
This was incredible. I was listening to it, and it was like, if you close your eyes, that's almost Ed Sheeran. Like that was real close, you know. And then he took the mask off, and I was like, holy. Seriously, it's Mailata really like this guy? Like it was so cool. I was in work one morning and one of the maintenance guys came in and showed me the video of it, and I was just like floored because I was like, holy, who is this guy? So no, that was that was an awesome moment. I'm not even gonna try and hide it.
I mean, Jack was pretty excited about it at work. He came in fangirling.
yeah. You see my Facebook post, doll. You see my TikToks I send you. I love singing TikToks, especially like this song. And you know, I didn't. Fuck you. I wasn't expecting that to come out of a guy who's 6'8", 300 some pounds, but he sings like an angel. Oh my god. You know, I wouldn't expect that out of a guy who we're used to seeing on Sunday crack some skulls in. But he's a gentle giant, and his voice is awesome.
No, he's a freaking animal. He's the next big deal. What are you thinking, Fitz?
I'm prepared to call him the songbird of our generation.
Yo.
No, I think it's dope, man. I think it's dope that he can carry that persona on TV, but when it's game time, it's time to mix.
He can do the national anthem and play on the field.
And suit up. Give me 5 minutes, coach. Let me suit up.
Who was better, him or Jason Kelsey?
I gotta go buy a ladder.
Oh shit! Hot take for the future. You banking on Mailata being better overall in his career in Philly?
I see it, bro. I see it.
All right, I like that.
Hey,
I see it. I see it. I think we got an opportunity. Like if we could get Lindenbow sometime in that first round. Oh, could you imagine that lineup with Lindenbow, Lane, Kelsey? You got Dickinson, and then you got Mailata. Oh man.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
nasty.
Man. Like that's what I'm saying, man. We got too many plays in our head. Like he's gonna fuck up one of them, probably 2 of them, but he's gonna accidentally hit on one.
Keyword accidentally.
Yeah.
All right. Kicking it to the outsider in the room. B Mike. What are you thinking about this guy's voice?
Fitz was about to give him a fucking record label, dude. Like,
If you don't want the executive producer in the videos dancing, come on down to Death Row.
man, one question: does this guy even freaking start on your team?
Fuck yeah, dude. He's like one of the best left tackles in the league. Jordan
Is he
Mailata.
really?
Seriously. Literally
Is he
look
really?
him. I'll try to pull up some stats right now to screen share.
I'm looking at it. I'm trying to find it. I actually, because you guys had Peters, right? Because is Peter still on your team?
Yeah, nah,
No,
he's on Chicago
He's
now.
in Chicago.
He's on Chicago now. I got to keep up, man. I got to keep up. But yeah, no. So he's young, right? He's what, 25, 26?
Yep.
yeah.
You guys draft him?
Yep.
7th round.
So
7th
He was a
round pick.
former rugby star out of Australia, and the dude was just a fucking freak of nature.
Damn.
He's
Well, hey, he
sick.
can sing too, so maybe he could pull your locker room together. I heard there was some infighting last year. Maybe he can pull you guys together with
Could be
his
the
magnificent
piece.
voice.
Oh, man. Yeah, this guy's a fucking stud. I mean, you guys all took the words out of my mouth. I just can't believe that such a big frame can hit such a high fucking note. I mean, it's so impressive. I love Jordan Mailata. I'm so excited for what he's going to build on this team. And I mean, what can this guy not do? I mean, I think I've seen videos of him cooking now. I can see that he sings. I know that he's an athlete. He plays a fucking ukulele or guitar. What the fuck else can't this guy not do? I mean, Howie, the fucking mayor of Philadelphia might as well just offer him his job too at this point. I mean, Christ, the guy does fucking everything. But voice of an angel for goddamn sure. And I'm very, very excited that we locked this guy up because I think he fits kind of the personality of Philadelphia very, very well.
Agreed.
Moving on to our next topic. And honestly, fellows, we got to tribute somebody who I don't think personally we would have our – sorry, B-Mike. I don't think we would have our same Super Bowl without this guy. Malcolm Jenkins, the Jink, is retiring. And I honestly wish fucking Frank was on here for this because I made this stat about him. But if you guys weren't here last week, Frank said, and I'll cue the flashback in the TikTok right now, but Frank said that Malcolm Jenkins was better than Brian Dawkins. That's, I don't think, true, but I tried to pull up the stats to kind of try and justify Frank's argument. So here you go. I'll just take it first just to keep it light, just to go over everything. But in 199 games, Malcolm Jenkins had 21 interceptions, 8 touchdowns, and 24 fumbles, 2 Super Bowls, 3-time Pro Bowler, and his turnover ratio. That's what TOR is on the bottom, turnover ratio. What that is I took their total number of turnovers in their career divided by the total number of games played in their career. So how often are you really forcing a turnover in games that you're playing? And this is kind of what I found baffling. And let me just remove the timer. I'll keep it quick. But through 199 games, like I said, Malcolm Jenkins, 21 picks, 8 TDs, 2 Super Bowls. The 8 TDs and 2 Super Bowls is all that Malcolm Jenkins has over Dawkins. They have pretty similar games. Dawkins has 25 more on the dot. But look at the turnover ratio for Dawkins. Just insanely higher at 32.58%. I know you guys can't see it with the ticker, but 32.58% for Brian Dawkins with that turnover ratio. So that means like 1 out of every 3 games, this guy's knocking the ball out. That's freaking insane. And 9 Pro Bowls. For me, this graphic just sums it up in my argument. I mean, Dawkins is better, but what are you thinking, Jack?
You know, I like I said last week, I like Dawkins a lot better. But that TOR stat doesn't really do it justice because he played more games. So it's going to be a higher percentage. I mean, in reality, Malcolm Jenkins only had 1 Super Bowl for the Eagles. The other one I don't really count because he played for the Saints. But, I mean, yeah, Jenkins had more TDs than
a lot
Dawkins. But I just think, like, you know, when I was growing up, you know, Brian Dawkins was a freak athlete on the field. And they both seem to kind of know how to control the field in their time when they play for the Eagles. So it's kind of hard to compare, but I'm still saying that Dawkins is a lot better than Jenkins.
I think Jenkins is clear cut the number 2 guy though. There's no debate about that, right?
Right.
All right. What are you thinking, B Mike?
Sorry, I was on mute for a second.
You good?
It's because look, I never saw Brian Dawkins play like straight up, but
Truth.
like whenever I think, because my family's from Philly, like all they talk about is how like much of a hard hitter Brian Dawkins was, how much this dude turned the ball over, how much he was a playmaker. I don't hear that when they talk about Malcolm Jenkins. Granted, like they love their past and they like romanticize it, so maybe that's a bias of theirs. But like all I hear from them is just like this dude is an absolute playmaker. Not that Jenkins isn't. Like the dude can hit. He can also like force the ball out. But dude, he made, what was it, 9 Pro Bowls? Stack that up against
Facts.
any safety. like literally any safety. Like that goes down in like the fucking record books right there. So I think that just speaks for itself.
And also, Dawkins started his career a lot later than Jenkins did, too. He was a lot older when he started.
That's facts. That's facts. Yeah, that is true. I forgot Malcolm Jenkins came out that early. That's true. Fitz, what are your thoughts? I mean, Dawkins.
Jenkins is a guy, like, I already know how I feel about him. Like, he's a class act. Don't ever get it twisted. He's a class act. He's a model citizen. But at the end of the day, I already know how to feel about it. But what I do know is, you talking about the turnovers. My man had a block punt, fumble recovery, and an interception for a touchdown in the same freaking game. We're talking about Brian Dawkins. The opponents were scared of him, man. Malcolm Jenkins ain't really put fear in nobody. He had that one good shot he got on Cooks in the Super Bowl, but Malcolm Jenkins wasn't nobody scared of Malcolm Jenkins. And I remember the NFC Championship game, 2004. A.G. Crumpler catch the ball and Dawkins crushing him. You don't hear anything from Crumpler, and Crumpler was like the shit. He was like a world-class tight end. After that hit, Crumpler didn't want any more.
I mean, I can't even. You're right. Like, I can't even believe that this is a debate. But that's what we got to thank Frank for coming on the show for, because Frank purely judges based off of Super Bowls. I mean, Declan. I mean, can you give us kind of some insight? How do you feel about this?
I just don't like. I know it's something we talk about. Obviously, like it's a good conversation piece, but I think Jenkins, like what he really meant to the Eagles was also more in the locker room than anything else. I think he was such a leader for that Super Bowl squad and everything he did for the young guys on the team and keeping that team together throughout that season. Because if you remember, it was ugly down the stretch, like not in the playoffs or anything like that, but they started off really hot and it kind of fell apart when Carson got hurt for a minute there, like a split second. And it felt like Malcolm kept that team together. So he is always going to be loved here in Philly. He meant so much to both the Eagles and the Saints. And yeah, I mean, Dawkins is much better. And there's no question about it. But I mean, Malcolm is forever going to be immortalized in this city, I think.
No, that's facts. Like they're both ideal. It's obviously 1 and 2. It's so hard to compare somebody to Brian Dawkins. That's why I was shocked last week when Frank goes, "Nah, Brian Dawkins isn't my number one." He said it with such confidence. I was like, "What?" Like, I honestly couldn't believe it. But since we got a Patriots fans on the show, I want to kick this topic to him first, because one thing I'm hoping for is that we get B-Mike's boy, Gilly. You think that there's any chance? A man can dream, right?
Yeah. I mean, dude, he's a mercenary at this point, right? So you pay him the highest dollar, he's going to go to your team. That's just the way I see it. That's basically what he said when he left New England. So, yeah, you pay him, you're going to get him. For anybody else on this screen, is that Parker, number 11?
Yep, Devonta Parker, and then
Devonta Parker. He would do really well on your team. I think your receiving core is dependent on your quarterback being able to throw accurately down the field. Yeah. So, like, you can pretty much bring anybody you want. Like, you guys were completing passes last year. It's not like your offense was stagnant. I mean, at some points, but that was mostly on your quarterback not being able to throw the ball down the field. So, granted, DK Metcalf can make any offense better. So if I were you and you could only have one of those, I'd take DK. That dude's an absolute freaking animal. So,
what do you think about like Devonta though? Like, do you think he's kind of underrated? This is something we talk
for sure.
about a lot on the pod.
Yeah, absolutely underrated. Very great jump ball receiver. I watched him play all throughout like college and then on the Dolphins. Like, I don't know, man. Like, you can't go wrong with any of these players on the screen, I think. But then again, that dude, if you're going to take a wide receiver, go after DK. But you can't be upset with any of these players. That's it.
No, that's facts. I mean, Jack?
None of them. I don't want any of them.
What the fuck?
What are you talking?
Listen.
Oh my God.
DK Metcalf is literally the most gifted athlete to grace the fucking field right now.
Listen to my fact. I say that because, yes, I would love DK Metcalf with a heartbeat. But he's going to be too much money. And I feel like we need other holes to fill on the team than receivers. We have Devonta Smith, who's a stud. What's his name? Pascal. I mean, we'll see what he does. And then we have Quez Watkins. So we don't really need a receiver now. We need somebody to fill in the defense. And like I said, what's his name? Metcalf would love him to come to Philly. We should have drafted him, but he's an idiot. But I mean, DK's gonna ask for too much money, and I'm not willing to give that much money up for him.
I hear that. Fitzy?
Gotta go DK Metcalf. I would take Parker too, because every time I see Parker play, it was against us. He always toasted us. Gilmore, see, the thing was, man, I don't want to get Gilmore because who knows how much is left in the tank. I don't want to get Gilmore, and if we get Gilmore, we're not drafting a quarterback in the first round. We need to draft a quarter in the first round. We're not going to draft a linebacker in the first round now because we got the guy from San Diego. No, we need to draft a quarter. I could deal with DK. I think he's still under contract for like 2 more years. So I think we'd be all right, and then we'll be in a position to see what we really want to do. I think if you got DK Metcalf, Smith, you got Goddard, you got Miles, any inefficiency that hurts guys, you kind of cover it up.
Nah, that's truth. I mean, adding any of these guys is only going to help. And Fitz, I want to thank you for coming on tonight. We got Frank coming on soon, so I got to have you hop off. But, gentlemen, give Mr. Fitz, the commissioner himself, a round of applause and thank this guy for coming on.
My God.
Seriously, just text me like a week that you want to come on for the full show, and I'll book you in. I just got to know like Monday or Tuesday, but let me know, and I got you.
Sure. For sure, man. I'll talk to you, man. Bird gang, baby.
Bird gang, baby. All right. Declan, how are you feeling about this, bro?
Look, I mean,
We've been talking about him all year, right?
Yeah. I think the thing that makes the most sense just for everybody involved is DK, because I looked it up after Fitzy said it, and he has 1 more year left on his rookie deal. So, you're looking at probably a mercenary basically, but I feel like by next year they should have enough money if they want to re-up him to be able to compete. But Parker, it makes all the sense in the world for Parker to stay in Miami now that they got Tyreek. He's just the perfect complement, especially with a guy like Jalen Waddle also. So that team, they're going to need to keep Parker, I would feel like. And Gilmore he's going to want all of the money in the world, and he deserves it. Don't get me wrong, but it just feels like gut feeling. It feels like the Panthers are going to make a run for him. And they're going to have way more money than the Eagles should spend on a guy like that. So the Seahawks are basically a yard sale. So why not go and at least, have a phone call with the front office, see what you can do. But of those 3 people, I think he's the guy that makes the most sense.
Nah, I totally hear you. And I think mercenary, like you said, Declan, that's a perfect word. The thing is, I like mercenaries. We brought a mercenary in to win the Super Bowl for us, Alshon Jeffrey. And he was a mercenary that year. He's on a 1-year deal, I believe, that first year. Maybe the second year he didn't win the Super Bowl. Maybe the second year he won the Super Bowl with us. But I remember his first year, he was brought in as basically a mercenary, 1-year deal. I think it was the year we won the Super Bowl. But anyway, point is, DK Metcalf or Devontae Parker is what I'm dreaming for. I really just want a physical wideout number 1 to pair up with Devonta Smith. Put Quez Watkins maybe at the number 2, like Jack always says. And then put Smitty at the slot. Now we're cooking with gasoline. That's where Smitty's going to tear it up. Gilmore, I mean, I'd love that because the Eagles don't really have a cornerback 2 really figured out. But what I want to say about Devontae or DK Metcalf too is Pete Carroll said a couple weeks ago, quote, "We don't intend to trade Russell Wilson. We're not getting rid of him." Okay. Well, guess what? You know what he said about DK Metcalf today? We don't intend to trade DK Metcalf. He's a vital part to our offense. Do you really trust that old motherfucker, that senile motherfucker Pete Carroll? Because I sure as hell don't. That's just me.
No.
You
you guys could easily Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
No,
You
you're
guys
good.
could-
My fault.
You guys could easily get him for like a 3rd round pick. That's what I mean. Like, you're not going to need to pay him anything this year. Like, plus, like, he's a big wide receiver, and he's going to help your quarterback actually being able to complete passes down the field. Like, he can make up for the mistakes that Hurts will definitely make this year. So I think that, and it'll take pressure off Devonta too. Like, your offense would completely open up if you guys got a freak like DK Metcalf on your team, even if it is just for 1 year.
What do you think about from an outside opinion too, B Mike? Because I know you're a Celtics fan. Our guy Declan, though, he is a Sixers fan with us. But I mean, what are your thoughts on this? You think Embiid's going to win the MVP? You think it's solidified?
I've been on the Embiid for MVP train for like 3 years, but now he's finally figuring it out, and he actually strings some games together. I mean, injuries, of course, but like, I don't like to use that as an excuse. Like, he's finally putting together like an actual standalone MVP season. Like, he's had spurts of that in the past, but this year is the year where he's like just unanimously, like, you can't even, there's no argument. Like, there's no argument. He's the most dominant center in the league this year. He's going to be the most dominant center in the league for the years to come. You can say AD, you can say Cat. Like, I'll take Embiid any day of the week. That's just me. And with just on this note, with James Harden, I think it's championship or bust for you guys. I think it should be that. I don't think it's one more year. No, like, dude, you have the top 5. You have a top 5 center of this side of the decade, and you have a top 5 shooting guard this side of the decade. Like, there's no excuses here. I don't care who else is on your team. Like, this is it, man.
Nah, that's facts. It's championship or bust. And I'm going to kick it to the guy who knows the most about the Sixers on the podcast, the 302BIRDS Sixers expert, Mr. Declan Landis. MVP, Declan?
He better be. I'm seeing more and more people on Twitter saying Jokic and, oh, Jokic this, Jokic that. I just, in my mind, it's who is the best player? Who is the most valuable player? If this guy goes down, is his team going to suffer because he's not there? That's what the 76ers are. We saw it the other night when they played the Bucks, and Paul Millsap led up 15 points to Giannis in 2 minutes, and Joel couldn't be on the floor. So literally, it is championship or bust. You're 100% right, B Mike, but thanks to Glenn Rivers, it's probably going to be bust. And he does not make it through this season, no matter what happens. The Sixers could go 16-0 in the playoffs, and they should still fire Mr. Rivers. Just get him out. I don't want Glenn in anywhere near the facility anymore. I'm sick and tired of him blowing it for this team.
What's the beef? What's the beef?
He stinks. That's the beef. He's a terrible coach. He let 15 points go by in 2 minutes when you have Paul Reed, who has guarded Giannis great all season, doesn't make it on the floor. And granted, my first professional article was on DeAndre Jordan and the possibility of him being a good asset. That was completely wrong. I'll admit it. Look, he has played terribly these past few games. So why not get your young guys in there and try something different? It's literally banging your head against the wall, saying, ow, that hurt, and doing it again because you don't learn your lesson. And I'm getting a little heated right now, so I'm going to calm down a little bit. I'm going to take it.
We love it.
No,
we
like
love
it.
it.
I can't stand watching Glenn blow this because we finally got James Harden, who is somebody that everybody's been itching for. And now we have a chance at maybe Jimmy Butler in the offseason. But if we still have Glenn Rivers suiting up as the head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, we're just going to get bounced to the first round anyway. So who cares?
Just like the Cowboys every year.
Jack, don't say that, man. I'm with Declan. But Declan, that was a beautiful take. That was probably your best work on this podcast. So salute to you, because I totally agree. I mean, you're right. I used to love Doc Rivers back when I was swinging with B Mike, and I used to be a freaking Celtics fan when I was younger and delusional and a delinquent. I used to be a Celtics fan, and so I know the pain of Doc Rivers. But I also know, as B Mike probably knows, the joys of Doc Rivers and the good things that he can do. But I just think at this point, you're right, Declan. He retire his ass. Like, Doc, it was a great run. You had a great run. But, like, you're right. Like, try something new. If it's not working, what are you doing? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And it feels like that's kind of what this team is doing. And Declan, oh my God, you were right too. This team is probably the most built that it's win to win a championship since we had Jimmy Butler. And the fact that we have a shot at Jimmy Butler in the offseason, why the fuck would he come here? He'd be like, oh God, Brett Brown was a nightmare in Philly. What's another shitty coach gonna do? That's just how I feel about it. What are you thinking, Jack?
No, you guys pretty much hit it. This is not my strength on this show. So
MVP though, would you like to see him win?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he kind of is the gel to the Sixers, for sure. He holds that team together. And I mean, he deserves it. He's done so much for the team. The team was a shitty team when we drafted him. We kind of turned it around. So he's definitely well deserving of it, for sure.
No, I totally agree. And I'll let you take this one first, Jack, then. But apparently Deshaun Watson wouldn't waive his no trade clause to come to Philadelphia because he didn't want to displace Jalen Hurts. But he did it to Baker Mayfield. Do you think that this is bullshit and he just didn't want to come to Philly? You think there's some truth to that? What do you think?
No, fuck that dude. Fuck that dude. He really thought he was going to take over Jalen Hurts' job. He hasn't been in the league for a year. Yes, Jalen Hurts was, sketchy at best this year. But, I mean, he really is. I think he's the general in the locker room for the Eagles. He's very passionate about the team. And the fact that, oh, my God, I didn't know that was in there. That kind of just pissed me off. I actually like Deshaun Watson a lot. Now I don't because he's a fucking asshole. But no, fuck that dude. I hope he gets injured the first week, I don't know. We're not playing second. We're not playing. Are we playing him this year?
I don't think we play the Browns this year. I don't think so.
Well, if we did, I would go straight for his Achilles and just break his Achilles, Fuck that dude.
All right. Tell us how you
don't disrespect Jalen Hurts, baby.
What I'll say is this. I mean, you're right. It's kind of just like you said, Jack. It's kind of like he's just assuming that the Eagles would trade for him, which, I mean, I do know that there's rumors that we did. Let's not lie. Howie Roseman, like Fitz said, he's going to fuck it up. But yeah. You got to keep Hurts at this point. And I do think that there's some truth to this rumor. I think that kind of Deshaun Watson kind of looked at our franchise, though, and think about it. He could really pick any team in the NFL that he wanted. Really, any team in the NFL. And he could have, and most teams, probably I would say at least 16 teams in the NFL, because there's a QB crisis right now, would have said, come on in, because he's better than the guy that they currently have, or just because they freaking need a QB. So, I mean, I do think that there's a little bit of truth to this, but not a ton. What do you think, B-Mike?
Is there truth to it? No, probably not. I don't know, man. Why would you care? Yeah, I mean, maybe they're buddies, but at the end of the day, if you want to pick a team that you want to win with, that would be the reason why you want to go to a team, because you want to win, right? It's not because, or why would you let somebody else stand in your way of getting the team that you want, unless you're not that much a competitor?
Yeah, facts.
That's not the way I see Deshaun Watson. I've seen this dude ball. I've seen this dude compete against the Patriots. I've seen this dude compete against the best of the best in the NFL. This dude's a competitor. That's the way I see Deshaun Watson, all personal things aside. Just as a football player, dude's a beast. Dude's a stud. I see the Browns going really far this year just because they have a competent quarterback and their talent is the best in the NFL. So, I mean, who the fuck is the coach this year? Does anybody know? Because that guy will be the guy to screw it up.
For the Browns?
Yeah.
Stefanski.
Yeah, I mean, that if there's a guy screwed up, it would be the coach. So, but it's not going to be out of the quarterback. If Deshaun Watson is 80% of what I've seen him do in the Texans, he should at least get the Browns to the division round, maybe the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, nah, that's true. The Browns are kind of like the Sixers are in the NBA. It's championship. It's really conference finals, Final Four teams, and if you're not one of them, bust.
Finals. Yeah. They got the best talent in the NFL, hands down. Their team's
their defense is filthy.
Stacked.
Their offense is stacked. They got all.
There's no reason. Yeah, there's no reason, man. If Deshaun Watson can play, they are the team to beat.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, because he's been out of the league for a year now, so
Yeah.
You just fucking hate this guy already, Jack.
No, I'm just saying, he's been out of the league for a year, so
yeah, there will be some rust.
Yeah.
I hear that. Declan?
Yeah, no, I'm fully with Jack. I don't even want to talk about that dude. He sucks. And frankly, I think the Eagles should never have even thought about him because, if they really think Jalen's their guy, why even pick up the phone? It's like,
Yep.
so either they lucked out or they made the right call because this guy is, first of all, he's terrible PR because he's a terrible person, if any of that is true. And I frankly, 22 people, I don't know. I don't want to do
That's a lot. That's a lot. You're right.
It's it would be too much of a coincidence in my opinion. So I just think he's a terrible person and, so.
Yeah, and the possibility of having games suspended, especially when you have a player with such a ceiling like Jalen Hurts, you can't deny that. But speaking of a player with a good ceiling, on a positive note, and Declan, I'll let you take this one first. The possibility of the Eagles drafting Jordan Davis. This would not look good on the other side of the ball for you.
No, absolutely not. Dude's an absolute unit. I would love to see him in blue. I don't think it'll happen, but I think he's gonna get drafted a lot earlier than people think. Because I've seen a lot of people say like second round, mid-second round. Yep. I think somebody's gonna pull the trigger on this guy earlier than that. He is unbelievable. Jordan Davis wrecked offensive linemen. He is, holy cow, man. He can play on the inside, especially. He forklifts dudes. He picks them up, he throws them out of the way, and he gets to the quarterback. He is really, really good. And he's quick. 4.78. He was flying down the line during that combine. It was crazy. I love watching that video because I just think it's insane athleticism. But no, he's going to be a good pick for whoever decides to get him.
Hopefully.
Dude's a bear on wheels for sure.
I don't know that it's a good move for the Eagles, though. Not to cut off anybody. But
no, you're good. I don't know if it is either yet.
I mean,
if he's there in the second round, do it.
Yeah.
It's just not a good fit in my mind with Sweat and
Why not?
And I mean, because B-Mike, we don't really need a D line. We need to fill our spots. On
maybe
secondary.
edge.
Yeah,
maybe
true. Edge rusher. I mean,
we do need edge.
We maybe just pick him up and have Fletcher Cox or whoever teach him the ways, and then once they retire, he'll take over. But I'm not. Yeah, he's 340 pounds, 4'7", 40, which is insane for a dude that big. I mean, I think it'd be a good fit, but I would not. I don't want them to draft them first round. Like I said, like Declan said, if he's around second round, pull the trigger, but don't do it the first round.
Look, I mean, I think anywhere defense is your way to go.
Right.
You really can't go wrong unless you're drafting at the same spot as actually I mean, you have a cornerback number one. Everyone else is kind of replaceable in my eyes on your defense. Not replaceable. Some of your guys are older, but they're still good. But
I hear you.
But you still need some youth on that point. So what I think is you really can't go wrong at any position on your defense. Tell me, am I wrong?
Nope.
And if this guy can play, why not fucking draft him? As long as you're not drafting another quarterback in the first round or second round, it's really not that hard to screw up. Maybe your front office will find a way, but it's man, I think just throw as many darts at the defense as possible. And if you think this guy can play, pick him up, man.
I love your take, B-Mike, because I would say if this guy's available at 19, take him. I don't know that I would take 15 or 16 because I think we have bigger holes. But like Jack said, Fletcher Cox got released this year. That tells you that the Eagles are not too keen on his production or his age, or maybe a combination of the two. So go get Jordan Davis, 340, 6'6", and runs a 4.78. I'll repeat that one more time for y'all. 6'6", 340, runs a 4.78. The 2 sacks and 1 pass is deflected. I'm not crazy about. I wish that he had a little bit better stats. But, I mean, how are you not going to double team this guy? I mean, Christ, look at him. I mean, this guy's going to get double teamed the whole time. So, for me, it's a no-brainer if he's there at 19. 19, I want to be clear about that. We'll see what we do with the other 2 picks, but if he's there at 19, roll the dice, like B-Mike said. I mean, we need help at all levels of the defense, so why not get the best available at that position, who I think is undisputably the best D-tackle in the draft is Jordan Davis.
Get a stud, man.
I mean, Yeah.
Get us done. What do you think your primary position of need is?
I would
Just
say
curious.
wide receiver, edge, or linebacker. What do you guys think?
So not wide receiver, a linebacker, and edge rusher for sure.
Yeah, that's the way I feel about your
Jack.
team too.
Yeah.
And speaking of edge rusher, I'll let somebody who's going to get very passionate
Oh my
about this.
God.
Are we the city of second chances?
I hated this guy a lot this season. Not gonna lie. He caused a lot of penalties that were not needed. And I mean, I feel like we expected as fans a lot more out of him than he's been
True.
doing for the team. Yes, he had that nice play. Sorry, B Mike in the Super Bowl. But I just I don't know. It's been a lot of frustration with him. I was surprised that we re-signed him. Wasn't expecting that at all. I thought we were going to release him.
Penalties.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I mean, I've had mixed feelings about this dude all last season. Hopefully he's changed, but I'm not too excited for it. But hopefully he does what he was expected to do when we drafted him. We'll see.
Declan?
Yeah, I mean, not much more to add than that, but you got to get the penalties down, man. Like, that killed the team. Like, I don't know what happened with him. He was so good for so long, and you just got to hope it was a couple off seasons, especially if you sign him to a deal like that. Because, look, I'm sure he's a valuable, like, asset, you know? When he plays well, he's very good, but he's got to play well. And that has not happened in a little bit. So, you know, I don't want to have the recency bias or anything. So, you know, hopefully he has a good season, but he's going to have to start strong, really prove himself.
You're so right. Like, the recency bias, it sucks because that right there, sorry, B Mike, is, we just keep saying it, is a picture of the Super Bowl when we tackled Brady by Brandon Graham, who I think Brandon Graham is, if not one of the greatest, I think he's the best lineman on the Eagles besides Reggie White ever.
Cox.
Because of that.
Cox.
Okay. I know. We debate this all the time. But the point is, Derek Barnett, Jack, you hit the nail on the head with this point. We've expected so much out of this guy, Jack. Like, you're so right. Like, this guy was a first-round pick. He came out of Tennessee, and you guys remember, they were like, oh, he broke Reggie White's sack record. I'm, like, thinking, holy shit, this guy must be the next coming of Jesus Christ. Like, God damn, who's he? And then he comes out, and, like, he has an okay rookie year. He helps us win the Super Bowl. You're like, he's pretty good. And then after that, it's just been downhill since. The penalties, just the sloppy play. The part that really sucks for me and that annoys me is I think that he's a prospect. He's a player. He's got all the raw tangibles that you need, the speed, the IQ, strength, everything. He's just not disciplined, and that's what really, really upsets me the most.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, I'm just looking at stats, like 2 sacks last year. Did you guys bring in a new defensive coordinator or something?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Because
Dude,
the dude
sucks.
looks like
I hate that man.
It looks like he's being used a lot more as like an edge, basically like gap stuffer, or like basically keeping the dude inside. He's running contain. I mean, that's just what his stats say. I don't know. You guys
you're
watch
not
him
wrong.
more than me. But he did have 46 total tackles, like most in his career. Like played 16 games. Solo, like, yeah, it just looks like he's being used differently. I don't know about penalties. I mean, I did see him commit a couple, but I don't watch the Eagles religiously. What are they? They're just like holding or like offsides?
Yeah, there's been
just everything under the sun.
Yeah.
Is that your only gripe with him? Is it just fucking penalties? If he didn't have any penalties?
So that is a main factor, and also we expected a lot more out of him, like coming out of college. And yeah, he's played well, but not like they all said, recency bias, not within the last couple seasons.
He's not making plays. That's just bottom line. Okay, that makes sense. And you guys drafted in the first round, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, you brought him back, right? How much money? Not that much, I'm guessing.
I think it was a lot, actually.
I think it
Was
was.
it a lot?
Quite a bit.
I don't think it was a
remember
ton, but I don't
exactly.
think it was bad. I think it was like in the middle, kind of.
Okay, like
I remember
I don't
looking
even
at
wanna
it and being
look.
like, what?
$8, $9
And I can't
million
remember if it was money or just the fact that it happened.
I mean,
I don't want to talk about it.
looking at his stats, he doesn't seem like that bad of a player. But I do get like, hey, you got him in the first round. You expect a lot more out of him. I get that. Maybe it's time to reassess expectations.
Yep.
So he signed a deal for 3 years for $15,210,000.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
It's
For
not
what is
bad, but
being-
we still have him for 3 years.
Yeah.
What's
And
his
is that-
guaranteed money? Is that on there?
Oh, true. That's a good point.
Because you can cut him after 2.
Yep.
That's probably what's going to happen, actually.
Let me look. You
But,
keep talking, B
yeah,
Mike. I'll-
Just
While
from
you're
what
while
I'm-
you're loading it up, Jack. B Mike. This is
Oh.
we try to do a fun topic every week, and
torn.
our fun topic this week is one of these candy has to
I'm
go.
torn. Oh, it has to go. Oh, Almond Joys, get him out of here.
Damn, that was quick.
Yeah, dude, fuck Almond Joys. Absolutely not.
What's your beef
Get that
with the
shit
almond
out.
joy? Is there a story with this?
Like, I mean, I guess like whenever I was younger,
Halloween,
and they got
2008.
Halloween candy, yeah, dude, Halloween candy. It was just like, why are you passing out Almond Joys, man? Like, give me the king size candy bars, or like, get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, all right, maybe I'm being a little bit too far, but like, Almond Joys never really had like the big size, I guess maybe, or like whenever I got an Almond Joy, it was always like the tiny little like things, and like, man, just it's not it. Wasn't it? Will never be it. That's just that's my take on it.
All right, hey, honest take and a quick take. I love it. Declan, what are your thoughts?
All right, so I'm a Giants fan on an Eagles podcast, but I think the next thing I'm going to say might make me be hated even more.
Oh, don't say Reese's.
I do not like peanut butter.
Are you
But
allergic?
with that being said, I just don't like nuts in general. So in the interest of, keeping at least some sort of likability, I'm going to say get rid of the Almond Joys. Because,
There it is.
mounds
There
are
you go.
better
Good
anyway, and
decision.
they're the same thing. So it's
So-
like,
No, go ahead. No, you're. Don't.
What were you saying, Jack?
whoa,
I said-
where are we going?
I'm rewinding it. He's guaranteed $13 million.
Oh, that's fucked. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
a lot of
fucked.
Yeah.
All right, that's not all right. I wish it was like 7, just for your
No,
sake.
it's
But
13 mil.
all right, well, good luck for 3 years, man.
All right, Declan, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. No, I was done anyway.
All right, Jack. Make all
Honestly-
your neighbors proud.
Is this
Honestly,
really controversial?
Honestly,
think it is.
Honestly, no, I think it is because I'm a big fan of Almond Joy. So fuck those
Really?
different- Yes,
Oh.
yes.
No
Weird.
way.
Weirdo.
But I think
Whack.
me personally, gotta go with Jolly Ranchers. Yes, they're good, nice to.
No.
What
have,
the fuck?
but listen. The reason I said that is because they get stuck in my teeth, and then I'm always like digging at it and trying to get.
Oh, boho! Who cares?
Just
better.
let it sit in
They're
your mouth like a normal
objectively
human being.
better
Don't
than
bite at
Almond
it.
Joy.
I mean, Airheads are top tier. I love Airheads. Reese peanut butter cups, not a big fan of. I like the Reese peanut butter eggs. You know what I mean? Easter.
They're the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
it's a
nah,
different
bro.
shape. It's a mental.
Nah, bro. The ratio of peanut butter chocolate is different on the.
It's like
honestly,
saying like a
that's
triangle
facts.
Reese's better than a square.
What was that?
It's like saying you like a triangle Reese's better than a square Reese's. Same fucking shit, different shape.
That's
Ratio's
ridiculous.
better. I'm telling you.
Almond Joy is gone, and it's literally not even close.
Yeah,
Like,
it's-
Almond Joys are my shit.
Why?
He does. He does
Why?
like them.
Almond Joys and Babe Ruths are my shit.
You were
All right,
the strangest.
you
candy
might
lover.
be the first
I
person
don't think
ever.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody say either one of those candies.
No, like you're like the candy. Where I'm just gonna trade you all the shitty candy this year. I'm gonna go trick or treating, get all the shitty candy. I'm gonna trade it with you and be like, okay, here you go. Here's Almond Joy. Here's fucking Milk Duds. Here's fucking every candy that sucks on the face of the planet. And I'll take your Reese's. I will happily take your Jolly Ranchers, you freaking lunatic. Jolly Ranchers are the best candy on this list, bro. I remember, Jack, you may not remember this, but I remember this because we have been friends so long. I never had braces. I had like an Invisalign when I was in high school. But remember, Jack, when you got braces, do you remember what they put in your retainer? A Jolly Rancher, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Jolly Ranchers have been there for you forever. Forever. So don't betray them. But no, for me, it's Almond Joy. Fuck Almond Joy, Jack. I do agree with you. The Airheads are top tier, and there's nothing like a Reese's in the freezer or in the fridge when it comes out cold. That's different, Jack. I don't give a shit if it's shaped
Chocolate
like
and coconut is so good.
It is
Oh,
good.
yeah,
I like
completely
Almond
agree.
Joy, but I'm kicking it off this list. I mean, for me,
Whatever. You guys are.
Just do mounds instead, bro. If you like chocolate and coconut, just eat mounds. That's
Mhm.
all it is.
I still hate mounds too.
Nah, mounds are look. I'm fine with mounds. Almond Joy, just get them out, man.
You guys are so crazy.
Declan, can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
What's the hate on nuts? Is there a story behind that, or is just like
I just hate it. Like I just it's disgusting to me. I was like, man, maybe I outgrew it. You know, like maybe I'm just being a hater now. But I accidentally, one of my roommates, like his aunt made him cookies or something. And I took a bite, not realizing it was peanut butter. It had M&Ms. I was like, oh, this is probably fine. I was disgusted. Like for 2 hours, I'm just in the bathroom, like trying to flush out my mouth. I was like, this is gross. Like, you guys enjoy this stuff? Like, I'm under the faucet, like trying to rinse out with anything I can. And it was disgusting. Like, I couldn't do it, man. I
like
don't
a
know.
kid eating vegetables at like 4 years old, hates it, just flushes it out of his mouth.
Yeah, I'm
That's
I'm the opposite of a picky eater. Like, I'll eat almost anything. Like, I have allergies and stuff like that, but past that, I'll eat anything. Just, I can't do it. It's nasty, man.
No, hey, thanks for sharing. I
all
was
right.
just wondering.
So on the bucket list, Jack, when Declan's 21, when we go to the Eagles game, get Declan to do a shot of screwball, right, Jack?
Yeah.
And without
Screwball.
further ado, Jack, do you want to do the honors tonight? I mean, real quick, I want to thank B Mike.
Nah. B Mike can do the honors.
Do you know B Mike about the honors?
B-Mike,
Sometimes
B
people
Mike,
get confused.
what we're doing
No
is
pressure.
all you got to say is, don't say hit that intro because Josh Zepp's a fucking idiot.
You said it more than
All
once.
you got to say is hit that outro. Say a couple.
We do want to thank you for coming on, though. Can we give him a round of applause real quick?
Thanks, man. Appreciate
Say a couple
it.
words.
Appreciate
Say a couple
it.
words, and then you can say hit that outro.
Gotcha. Thanks for having me on. If there's any crazy Patriot news, you know my line. I'll be around. If you talk, do you guys just normally, is it all Philly sports? Like,
It's all Philly sports. If
All
you want
Philly
to talk
sports?
general sports, come on up for debate with Jack. I'll get you both on there at the same time, and we can talk anything you want.
all right, I'll go head to head with Jack any day. All right, hit that outro, baby.